Hello, I'm going to do the Gemini energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. Okay, I'm going to use my crystal cards to get an overall energy for you, and then I'm going to use my original tarot. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, please feel free to check out the links down below. All right, so for... I'm just going to go with that one because that's the only one that flips over that way. Okay, so we have this stone here. We have moonstone. Nurturing, divine, feminine, intuitive. Drawing power from the divine feminine, moonstone connects you to goddess energy, activating your intuition. Moonstone can boost clairvoyant gifts and metaphysical powers, asking that you trust in the unknown, beyond what you can see in the realm. The reflective nature of the crystal is much like the moon phases themselves, a cycle of change from new beginnings to full release. Moonstone balances masculine energy with feminine touch, teaching the art of receptivity and serendipity. It is especially potent during the waxing moon, Cancer, Libra, Scorpio moon. So it's about trusting your intuition, like being more in tune with yourself and those feelings that you're having. All right, so for Gemini, what are you struggling with? What's going on here? We have the Justice card. You're feeling like things aren't falling in your favor, I kind of feel like. All right, what else is going on here with Gemini that they're struggling with, they're having problems with? I feel like it could be that you're having trouble with having patience with a situation and trying to figure it out, I also feel like you're feeling like things aren't happening for you, or they're not happening in your favor. I also feel like you're struggling with trying to figure things out and to find answers, and you're having trouble moving on from something. I feel like you're holding on to something. I feel like you're holding on to some negativity. I feel like, sometimes we do that self-sabotaging where it's almost like we're our own worst enemy because we keep focusing on some negativity or some things that are holding us back. And I feel like that's kind of what you're doing. It could be that you're overthinking, especially with the King of Swords being here. He can be somebody who is very analytical. He's very short. He's very, doesn't have a lot of emotions because it's like everything is like in his head, but he has a lot of feelings. So I feel like it could be that you're having trouble expressing your emotions and your feelings. Like you're feeling a certain way, but you're not expressing it and you're not releasing it. So I feel like that's kind of what you're going. It could have to do with something with money or a career or a job. It could have to do with that. Frustration with trying to figure out those answers and solutions. And moving on from it, like you're feeling stuck in this energy. All right, so what does Gemini need to focus on? Emotions. Reaching out, that's exactly what I was saying over here, is that you're too in your head and that you're having trouble expressing those emotions and those feelings that you're having. And it's almost like it's a blockage for you and it's building up like a volcano, and we need to express, we need to be vulnerable. We need to release those feelings that we have, right? And I said, what do you need to focus on? And the Knight of Cups came out, and he's somebody who is reaching out. He is making up an offering, or he's reaching out, or he's releasing those emotions and those feelings. And that's exactly what I was saying. Again, emotions and feelings. What does Gemini need to focus on? Ace of Cups, having your cup overflowing, releasing. I feel like there's a huge release here for you that you need to focus on. You have a lot of pent-up frustration. I feel like when you're able to release, that gives you clarity to move forward. And I feel like that restores your hope again. I feel like you've sort of lost that, because I feel like you're sort of overthinking, you're overanalyzing, and you're so caught up in your head that it's almost like it's like you're not seeing clearly, because you're so laser focused on this one thing, or so many different things. It's just like you're not having clarity. And I feel like that's how you find clarity, is releasing, like with these emotions overflowing. This cup is overflowing with emotions, like crying it out, letting it go, communicating with those people, reaching out to those people that you need to communicate to, just to let them know. It's not expecting a response, but it's the act of you doing it for yourself to release that. Sometimes, like I've said before, like we can just write things down on a piece of paper and we've gotten them out, we've released them, and then you burn that, or you throw it away, or you tear it up, or whatever works for you, right? And it's a form of release. I feel like for you, a major form of release, like that's what you need to focus on. All right, so what energies want to come in for Gemini for this reading? What energies want to come in? Okay, I'm getting confused here. We have that. What energies want to come in for Gemini? Confusion. That's what I'm having, is confusion, right? And I feel like that's what you're dealing with, is the confusion. And when you're confused, you can't make right decisions. You can't figure out what it is that you want to do when you're overthinking. And that's kind of what I was doing, is having that confusion with the cards. So we have the Devil, which can represent Capricorn. We have the King of Wands, and then we have the Fool. So this is the energy that wants to come in for you. But I feel like there's I can't even talk. There's toxic energy that may be trying to get through to you, right? But that's what you need to be aware of. That's what you need to bring to the light. You need to shine a light on and see that, hey, that's trying to come in for me, and I'm not letting that happen, right? I'm not falling for this energy here. I'm not falling for this situation, right? I'm not falling for this devil energy, these addictions. You know, it could be that addiction to like constantly overthinking and overprocessing, or like, you know, just, it could just be that negative way of thinking. It could be habits, you know, whatever this devil energy, this toxic energy represents for you, is that that's trying to come in. But if you're releasing and you're letting go and you're feeling guided and you're confident, then you see, okay, yeah, I'm going to have some challenges that are coming in for me, but I see that, and I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to break away from that, right? That I'm going to let that go. I feel like there's new starts and new beginnings. That Fool energy is coming in for you. But I also feel like it's packing light, because he just has that little bag on the end of his stick there, and like he's not carrying a lot of baggage with him. He's just packing light, right? He's released and let a lot of things go. I feel like this is a situation for you to learn a lot from, especially with the King of Wands, because he's someone who's very knowledgeable. And it's definitely a situation where you can learn a lot from. All right, I feel like I'm not quite done. So what other energies want to come in for Gemini? All right, and then I have these two. I love it. I love it. That's perfect. I had a feeling there was other energies. So we have the Five of Swords, which is walking away from the situation. And I feel like these two people here represent this energy up here. It's like walking away from this devil energy and saying, you know what, I've had enough. I'm not dealing with it. I see you coming. I'm not accepting it. And then we have the Magician, which represents powerful energy, like you're in control of what you surround yourself with, who you surround yourself with. You are in control of that. You're also in control of those thoughts that you have. You're in control of your what is it that you're focusing on. All right, so I have my numerology guidance cards. All right, so we have these two that flipped over. We have creativity, 3 and 2, 2 and 3, creativity and patience. I feel like this is something that you have to have a lot of patience with, because I feel like you can get snappy or you can get frustrated, like short temper. It could be that you have this short temper because you have all of this that's going on here, this overthinking, this frustration, this feeling like things aren't happening, and I feel like that's kind of what could be going on here, but I feel like it's having patience in this emotional release. Like this is more easy going. I feel more easy going here with the cups. And I feel like it's having that patience and figuring this out. And I feel like it's also going to have that patience to be able to work through this, what's going on here. Creativity, I feel like in order to have patience, maybe it's about that creativity is what are those things that you enjoy doing. If you are creative or you have these things that you like to do, I feel like that is something to get your mind off the frustration over here and to slow your mind down. Like, do you like to go, I don't know, you like to go boating, or you like to go hiking, or you like to go to the lake, or what are those things that you like to do that brings out your creative side? Or do you like to build things? Do you like to paint things? And I feel like it's, if you take that time with those things that you like to be creative with, it gets your mind off other things and it calms you and it relaxes you. And I feel like it'll help with that release. Okay, so let's grab a fortune reading card for Gemini for this reading. We have death. Okay. A time of natural transition and transformation. So the death card represents letting go of something, so letting go of this energy here, and transition and transformation. And I feel like that's definitely what you're going through here, right? With the Fool card, with the Magician card, like you're making these changes. These are the things that want to come in for you to make these changes because you're not happy over here, right? That it's a lot of stress and anxiety going on there, and you're not happy. And so again, with the Moonstone, listening to that inner voice and being in touch with yourself and saying, you know what, I am not happy. I need to release. I need to let go. I want better for myself. I see that these things are turning toxic. I see that there's these challenges and I need to remove myself from them. All right, so let's grab a Star Dragons card for Gemini. This one's just kind of coming out. So we have freedom, breaking the chains. Definitely break those chains, right? What do these chains represent? And it's time to break those chains because they are holding you back. Having that freedom, right? That lightness and the freedom, right? The Fool represents freedom. He is the 0 card, so it's new beginnings, right? Having that freedom in those new beginnings. And then let's grab an Animal Oracle card for Gemini for this reading. Animal Oracle. Swan Spirit. All right, that's a really good card. Time for a deep dive, and I feel like that's definitely what you're doing. Time for a deep dive. And we also have that Death card with the transition and transformation. A deeper dive into releasing what needs to be released and finding that freedom and that lightness after it happens. Sometimes we don't realize how badly that's needed until we actually do it and we're able to go through that. But again, I feel like this creativity card is something that's going to help you, because I feel like focusing on those things that make you feel good about yourself is what will help you through this. Definitely a lot going on here for you, but definitely when you get on the other side, it's going to be amazing. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.